in your, special forces training?
No, I'm going to go down the...
About 110,000 young people, the brains of this country, or what's left of it, leaving to police Starmer's high-tax Britain and no future Britain. And also, I saw they were scared of violence, stabbings and things, because kids these days, there's a lot of it going on. Hi, Lekan, are you there?
Yes, I am here.
Good
evening.
Good evening, Lekan. How are you doing? You're okay?
I am really well.
Good.
So what's your thing, your stake in this? Have you written about this? Is this...
Yeah, so in my book, I talk about, it's called Trauma to Triumph, and I talk about how a person can transform where they are today to go where they want to go. Because I think the challenge a lot of young people have at the moment is that they have been sold a dream that's never going to come true. So now...
And they realise it now, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's every policy that gets made this year, it's just affecting people's mental state. Because if you imagine, I leave university, I've gone through the path of education or whatever your pathway was to your first job, and then only to be told that the pension pot that your parents enjoyed, you're not going to be able to probably enjoy the same benefits. And then even if you want to now, if you have the opportunity to actually get on the property ladder, the amount of effort it's going to take and time is just unfathomable.
Well, it's sort of, you can't imagine, you think you won't actually make it, which is why people are thinking, well, that, if they had a chance of that, they might stay, but they're thinking, I haven't even got a chance of getting £400,000 or whatever.
I was going to say, for me, it's always that idea of just, if you're ambitious and you want to kind of build something or, lay down roots, why would you do it here? Because the people in charge don't like you, and that's how it feels for most people.
Well, they're against you.
Yeah, they just see you as nothing but a piggy bank for an older generation, or to pay their own kind of frivolous ideas. But I'm going to say, the mansion tax, it's always marketed as this big one to really go after like the super rich and stuff. But it's not that anymore, is it? I'm going to say, because I know you get the property as well.
£2 million they're going to start charging it. Which is
because when I speak to colleagues and associates, we discuss it all the time, and I own a home over £1 million, and we're all conscious of it's not a lot of money now, but it's just another chink and another dig to now say, well, you've done well for yourself, but we need to now take something for your hard work. But then in the same vein, they've now reduced the rule, they've now scrapped the rule for the 2-child policy, which suggests that the money's, when I worked it out, it's almost like, well, some people are getting an extra £5,000 a year.
Yeah.
Well, there's a woman with 4 kids going to be on the equivalent of £100,000.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just not sustainable. Why would you want to work for £30,000 and not be able to have kids with your wife, who's probably on £30,000, and then there's a couple down the road with no job, pumping out kids and making money each time?
Yeah, and the incentives are just drying up. So if you imagine, if you're trying to build, if you're just trying to have a corporate career and then ascend to, having a mortgage-free property and maybe having a second home abroad, every year it's just going to be diminished because the corporate companies also are not hiring as they once were, and then there's like an overload of professionals now seeking jobs and careers outside of what their discipline is.
And of course you've got the AI thing coming very soon. It's already that's going to go quick. What's your story anyway, Lacan? Do you still live in this country or have you fled?
Yes, I'm based in Cambridge.
Are you in computers? And I know there's a lot of computer stuff in Cambridge.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, so I work in tech. So I work with different organisations, supporting them to deliver new IT software or implement new networking capabilities. And what I found as well is because I get to see things from the other side. So when a budget is approved by the government and some of these actual projects are implemented, the amount of wastage and the money that's going there as well, I'm seeing how, as much as you can say the investment's coming in, the real value doesn't always get captured because of the people that are actually managing it.
Because you've got the old street roundabout, haven't you? That was sort of the Silicon roundabout. And Cambridge, I know, it's where Sinclair and Acorn and all the old computer
I was going to say, for a really long time,
were
a really long time, that kind of corridor was kind of got to be the new Silicon Valley of the UK, wasn't it?
They've messed it up,
they've
haven't
just
they? Like
completely
you said.
messed it up. Absolutely ridiculous.
Because we already have the best minds. I mean, the computer was invented by Babbage and Ada Lovelace. Did the software. He was Byron's daughter, actually, interestingly. And sort of it came from it, and then Turing, of course, and it was developed from here. And loads of things that are developed in this country get basically taken over by America, and they know what to do with it. Why are we so bad at that?
But I think it's two things. There's the fact that we're bad at it, but then also it's also only preserved for a particular group of people. So what you'll find is that Cambridge is a fantastic corridor of innovation, but only if you have access to that network. So for example, there are billions that is going into startups in Cambridge every year, but then how that fizzles out to the wider population of entrepreneurs, unless you have access, you don't really see that how that can actually. And what will normally happen is, if that company does well, it will probably be acquired by a private equity firm or from an entity. And the realization of having 10,000 employees in the UK from that business, we won't see them. That's why you don't hear in the news about large tech companies coming out of the UK.
So look, we only got 30 seconds. Are you going to leave the country? Or are you staying in your £1 million house? Which isn't that big in Cambridge.
I was going to say.
You're selling your book.
I'm definitely weighing up my options and
because you can sell a book, you can be anywhere, can't you?
Yeah.
Well, I need to sell a bit more books.
Yeah, just a few more. I do highly recommend the book.
Tax first before I get the money from the book.
Don't we all? But no, I do highly recommend the book. It's Trauma to Triumph. It's a really, really good read. I have read it myself, and I definitely would pick up a copy.
My book's called Triumph to Trauma, and it'll be out next February. It's me and Pete on